In this video I'm going to do a couple of examples of finding the midpoint, the gradient and the length of intervals. So with this one in the first instance I'm going to do question 5. Now we're going to do the same 3 steps each time. We're going to go step 1, we're going to find the coordinates of the endpoints. Step 2, we're going to draw a right-angled triangle underneath the interval. So doing that, I'm going to do question 5 first. I'm going to find my 2 points. This point here, x value is 2, y value is 2, my points are 2, 2. Here I have an x value of minus 4, a y of minus 1. My 2 points are minus 4, minus 1. And then I'm going to draw my right angled triangle underneath and put in my right angle. Alright, now to find the midpoint, I can either do it on the graph if we have a graph. I can look for, count up how many squares I've got from one point to the other on the x-axis, and then simply move up from there to find the point on the graph and read it off. So if I do that, method 1, then I'm counting the x value, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X, or the run we're going to call it, equals 6 half y equals 3. Come across on my minus 4, 1, 2, 3 is minus 1. I come up there, I put a dot, I can read the values off. We have midpoint is simply equal to minus 1 and a half. Now we also can do that from looking at the endpoints and finding the average of them. In the exam it's going to be asking us to do that. So the second point we do is we notice that, just like we did then, that the x point is going to be halfway across from one end of one interval to the end of the other, and the distance up and down y is going to be the average, or halfway between those two endpoints as well, which is the average of the value of the endpoints. So if we put our values in here, so we go 0.1 is minus 4 minus 1, 0.2 is 2, 2, then average x is equal to minus 4 plus 2 over 2 equals minus 2 on 2 equals minus 1, which we can see is our same point as above. Our average y is equal to the 2 y points added together, minus 1 plus 2 divided by 2. So that is simply minus 1 plus 2 is 1. 1 divided by 2 is a half. So we find we have the same points, midpoint x, y. Is equal to minus 1 and a half. Okay, so that is that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the length, and what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this, which you have already seen, and we're going to do the gradient. when we're looking at our gradient, we're going to do the same 2 steps. We've already done them, and we're going to read off our rise. So our rise, we can count them: 1, 2, 3. Rise equals 3. Run is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gradient equals rise over run equals 3 on 6 equals a half. Now I'm going to have a look at my sign. Now if it's going up, it's positive. If it's going down, it's negative. My sign is positive, so my answer is simply a half. And that is all we need to do on that one. I will once again, we'll scrub that out and do our last one so we can do it all where we can see it. Okay, so let's have a look at our length. So our length, really I could have left that on there. In fact, we'll redo it. So our rise had a value of 3, our run had a value of 6, and we've got our distance is equal to our rise. The square root of our distance is equal to our rise squared plus our run squared. Our rise is 3 squared plus 6 squared, so that is equal to 9 plus 36 equals 45. D squared equals 45, therefore D is equal to the square root of 45. Or you could put, to make it clearer, the square root of D squared is equal to the square root of 45. Square root of D squared is simply D, so D equals the square root of 45, and you can put it in your calculator to work out some values if you like. Alright, I'm going to do one more example. We'll do another one. We will do question we're going to do question 8. Let's have a look at question 8. Okay, so question 8, if we come down here and have a look at our points, we have got 2 points. This one here, x is -2, y is -4. -2, -4. The other one we have got 0, 0. Now this one is going to be a bit easier for us to do. So again, let's do our triangle across there. What we have is our run is our change in x value is 2. Our rise is 1, 2, 3, 4. Our rise is 4. If we're going to find the midpoint from the the points, we can simply see that the run is 2, so we need to come across 1 from one of the points, come up and find where it hits the value. So we can go midpoint, if we do it that way, is equal to -1 -2. Using our averages, midpoint, x value, x average is equal to, for our points, we put our points in, we've got -2, -4, and we've got 0, 0. Our average is -2 plus 0 on 2 equals -1, and the y average is equal to -4 plus 0 on 2 equals -2. Midpoint equals -1, -2. So that was our midpoint. Let's have a look at the other ones. What I'm going to do is going to leave the rise and the run there, because we can use that. So our next point is when we look at the gradient. We've got gradient equals rise over run. So our rise over our run is 4 on 2 equals 2. Checking out what we've got a positive gradient. So our answer is simply 2. And looking at our last one, length. The length, or D for length. So the length is equal to distance. Length is equal to the run distance squared using Pythagoras is run squared plus rise squared equals 2 squared plus 4 squared equals 4 plus 16. So once again we have d squared equals 20. Square root of d squared is equal to the square root of 20, doing the same to both sides. Square root of d squared is d is equal to the square root of 20, and once again you may put that in your calculator.